Welcome to a Prophet's Classroom. Class is in session. And for today, we're gonna be talking about book 3 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I mean, I've been reading these books nonstop since I found them. For the first book, I read the actual book. For the second book in the series, I did the audiobook, and for this one I decided to stay with the audiobook. And this third one is called the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. And this one is kind of insane. I mean, it sort of turns things to 11 in terms of of the body count, of the insane level building. We're in the 4th floor finally, and instead of the open world, we have a series of weird subways and trains, and it's like this this whole system that's like a maze, and you have to figure out how to find the staircases again, but nobody can seem to find them. So there's a couple of things that happen in this book. It's called the Iron Tangle, which is I think a pretty cool name. We learn some stuff there. We learn a little bit more about the history between Mordecai and past people who participated during when he was a crawler. But I think the biggest thing about this book is that crawlers realize that they have to work together. So Carl does a great job of bringing people to work together in order to survive, or in order for more people to survive, because he always sees these numbers dwindling, and it always affects him very badly to see how many people die every time they go to the next level. Obviously, Carl and Donut's relationship with Katya deepens a lot, which is I think a great thing, because the party needed somebody new. And I'm not gonna spoil things, but that changes the whole dynamic between Carl, Donut, Katya, and also what happens when Hecla and Brynhilde's daughters arrive, which they kind of do at some point in this book, which it's a good interesting part of the story. So we have all these relationships that are going on between the crawlers, also between Carl, Donut, Katya, and Odette, and which Odette is like I guess like a show host that interviews them between floors, but also between Mordecai, and also with the backstage stuff that's going on, that's way above their pay grade, but it's clearly affecting them as crawlers as they go through the maze, or the floors. Obviously, the Skull Empire is still around and continues to try to get in Carl's way. There's even more characters of this Skull Empire thing coming into play. I'm not gonna say anything more. This one I think touches a little bit more on the politics behind the game. There's this, the Anarchist Cookbook, which is something that Carl finds, or he's awarded it basically, or he picks it, but it's one of those choices you have to make, and this cookbook basically it's sort of has the secrets that all these anarchist characters have passed down through generations of playing this game, which is great for Carl, but also, he has to be very careful because nobody can find out about this book. So that creates a whole new dynamic between, Carl and his party, and how much he can, say about this book, and why he's making the choices that he's making. So the Iron Tangle is very interesting. It creates it sort of makes Carl have to change a little bit his not his style, but his style of play, because of the close quarters. He's more of an explosives guy, and there's not a lot of room for explosives here, except for a couple of cool moments that you'll get to see. So the other characters get to shine a little bit more. There's also a lot more characters coming around, and you start to meet more characters, and they are more, since they're trying to work together. All these characters that we have met through the first two books sort of have their moment to shine here. So, and also it's so interesting how Matt Dinniman comes up with this stuff, because it's a weird setup, but I think it works well. Again, I can't sing much more high praises for this series. I think it sort of keeps getting better with each book. I don't know if it'll continue to go upwards, or if one of the books, I think, will dip at some point. But so far, I think these books are great, and I would recommend them with no hesitancy. So if you are looking to get into a series that it's still going on, I'm not big on trying to read series that are still going on, but sometimes the books are too good to ignore. So I think that's at least for me, that's what's going on with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So read the first two books, please get into them. I know you're gonna love them, and then listen to Jeff Hayes' narration of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. This is the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. I recommend it as well. I think this is probably my favorite of the three so far. So that's about it for today's episode. Class dismissed.